time we were able to spend on it a lot more time because we were working as musicians. Whereas the first record we were doing jobs.
And you were fitting everything in between, you know, between working and socialising and doing all of that business. And so yeah, this one was definitely easy because your time is concentrated, you know.
Yeah, you can, you know, become a professional. I say that in quotation. But yeah, we became musicians, so you know, I was able to concentrate more of my time, our time in music. So, and we had a lot of the songs left over anyway. A lot of the songs we've been working on them for quite a few years.
You know, we've kind of, you know, there are some tracks that should have been on Great Vengeance, and we kind of decided that no, you know, we'll keep them off and we'll do additional work on them in the future. You know, we were never too sure if they were even going to make this album, but yeah, it's been good having the time. It just makes you kind of realise as to how much better you can make something with just a little bit more time, you know. It's good that you kind of say that, you know, it's a good kind of transition, you know, so it kind of doesn't sound as if it's worse, you know. But I think, no, there was no pressure because the label were very good with us, you know, and they just allowed us to do what we want. They kind of seemed to trust our judgment, so it was great, you know. It was great to be able to have the freedom like we had with the first album, but when you've got a record company behind you as well, you kind of assume that they're just going to interfere and say that they want you to change this and change that, but it was cool, you know. They kind of trusted our judgment, basically.
You could hear a record and you know, it sounds current but it sounds old. You know, you can't define the period of where it's come from, and that's what makes it timeless. It would be nice if people thought that about our music, but I don't know, because obviously you can only make that judgment with hindsight, and maybe in 2 years, 5 years time it will sound really dated. I don't know. Difficult one.
And got the blues when you seem so far. Temptation all around the air that I breathe. But you ain't got to worry, 'cause you tame the beast. And in the summertime that belongs out of time and of course, I need someone who can understand. I'll never be a prophet in my own land when I'm a long way from home, with so much pressure on my bones. I'm such a long way from home, but I'll be back soon.
We really like what they do and they like what we do, and we met them. Dan from the Noisettes came down to our studio in Bristol, and we just got on really well, and he played straight away. It was like a kind of a fifth member of the band. He started playing piano and keyboards, and we got on so well. And then we talked about getting female backing vocals on the album, and Shinge just seemed like the obvious choice if she was up for it, and she was up for it. And
you know, but originally she was only supposed to do one song, you know. And then she kind of heard more tracks while she was doing the one song, and she kind of loved them, so we got her back in, and you know, that's how it is. You know, it's great.
It's just what we were talking about earlier about the imperfections and you know, the mistakes in music and our music, and then we like to leave them in. And if something's hissing or the sound, you know, I think obviously we listen to a lot of old music and it just sounds a lot of the time like it's just captured that moment, and that's because of the fact you can hear the room and you can hear the mistakes, and the imperfections in that music, and a lot of modern music is just clean and clinical and perfect and sounds, you know, like a computer game, and it's just generic rubbish, and it all just looks like, you know, butter pots on a supermarket shelf. It's all just identical,
Processed.
and you know, so when we just talk about the dirt, we just like to leave in the mistakes and the little imperfections, and it just feels right, you know, to do that.
You must listen to this story. Pay attention to this there. For you to bathe in glory, you must be doomed to fail. Let you in on no secret. Give yourself no head start. Taking the bread is easy, making easy hardest part. This is a cause for alarm. Get on your knees and pray. Don't be a knight in armor without a beast to slay. There is no dress rehearsal. There's no easy lesson learned. It's better to be breathing fire than to have your bridges burned. Let it be your only duty, dedicated to your arm. If you're gonna fight like lions, someone will get murdered. This is a cause for alarm. Get on your knees and pray. Don't be a knight in armor without a beast to slay. This is a cause for alarm. Get on your knees and stay. Don't be a knight in armor without a beast to slay. When fire fall upon us and lightning shall strike the earth, for you to reach salvation, you must value what it's worth. When there are great expectations, there is no one else to blame. You can either shoot for freedom, or you drag a ball and chain. But this is a cause for alarm. Get on your knees and pray. Don't be a knight in armor without a beast to say. Where is everything? This is a cause for alarm. Get on your knees and stay. Don't be a knight in armor without a beast.